what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex Steven and I got some good stuff for you today. Many of you may or may not have seen the video I put out where I converted a 2-car detached garage. Actually, I turned it into this behind me. This was the garage that I had and we turned it into living space. And a matter of fact, an Airbnb. So today I figured it'd be a good idea and share with you guys how much money this 2-car detached garage conversion made us in 2020. The year that, if you remember, you'll never forget. My hope with this video is that by the end of it, if you have a detached garage or even an unfinished basement or any kind of space that you can turn into a money maker, this will give you that extra push to do that project, get it done, and start making some money. So with all that being said, let's get right into it. My beautiful, gorgeous wife and I bought a house in June of 2018. If you've seen my videos, you probably know I am a licensed real estate agent, and one of our criteria when we were looking for our very first house was that it had to have the potential to make money, an additional source of income. In the real estate world, it's called house hacking. And what that means is basically where you live and the house and somehow you produce other income. If you do it correctly, it will always cover some of your mortgage, but sometimes literally you will get paid to live in your own house. So we searched long and hard in this beautiful Nashville market that we're in, and we ended up actually finding this house on the east side of Nashville that is booming. And you can see what this bad boy looked like before right here. It was obviously completely outdated, just gross. There were literally cockroaches just in the wall, like infestation of cockroaches. So we tore as much of the house apart as we could, down to the studs, from the flooring all the way up. It was the perfect house. We had seen plenty. We had seen actually duplexes, triplexes, and quadplexes. Some of them were a little out of our price range. Some of them were just completely outdated, and the money to put into it really didn't make sense. We got a little creative and we found this house where it had a single family house on the property and it had a 2-car detached garage on the back end that was literally set up perfectly for what we wanted to do, already having footers, foundation stuff, zoning. So not too long after we finished renovating the main house, we had a little bit of money left over and we ended up throwing it into the garage. We got the architect, we got the plans, we got the vision, we made sure we could do everything we wanted to do, and we were full steam ahead. One of the things we were trying to figure out was if we wanted to do a long-term renter or a short-term renter. Basically what that means is a long-term renter is anyone who is signing a lease anywhere from 6 to 1 year, sometimes even more. That's pretty typical if you're renting long-term. Short-term rental is essentially vacation rentals, Airbnb, VRBO, those type of things. Now, they both have their pros and cons, but for our goal and what we were wanting to get from our property, it made more sense for us to go the short-term rental route. Sarah's family lives out of town, so we figured, hey, if we can do Airbnb, we can block off specific dates if they tell us long enough in advance that they want to come visit, and they literally have an entire little house for themselves and everyone is happy and has their own space. That's one of the many factors that played into us ultimately deciding to do Airbnb versus having a long-term tenant. January of 2020 hits and we go live on the Airbnb market. A freshly renovated 2-car garage conversion is on the market with beautiful finishes, fancy, trendy, hipster vibe, love. Yeah, let's go. We were getting our reviews. We were getting our first booking. People were leaving us great reviews. They loved the place. Initially, a couple little suggestions here, but overall, people were obsessed with the back, and it made all the work, the sweat, the tears that we put into this all worth it. And not only that, we were now getting paid to live on our own property, and it was a beautiful thing. Things were going smooth. And then something I'm sure we're all a little too familiar with at this point. decided to take vengeance upon the planet Earth and all of its creation. Yeah, you got it right. 19. Of course, we decided to rent out our vacation rental on the year of the pandemic. And then things just went downhill from there. We got cancellation after cancellation after cancellation. We started in January and we had bookings from January to June out into July. I mean, people were booking every weekend for about 3 months was already fully booked. March was actually due to be the greatest month for us as far as the income we would have made. Wiped away, every booking was canceled, everything was done. I mean, literally just like that, we were completely wiped out as far as our calendar goes. That entire month of March, we did nothing. And then Sarah and I decided, hey, it seems like this is gonna go on for a little while. Why don't we try to find a long-term renter? And we ended up getting a single guy who ended up renting this place for 4 months. He ended up renting from April to August for $1,350 a month. Now, toward the middle of July, we started to see a little bit more activity on the Airbnb market. People were starting to book. We decided, hey, beginning of August, let's let our tenant know we want to start Airbnb-ing again. August 1st, we go back live. We're back again. We have no idea what's about to happen. And to our surprise, it was actually even better than our first initial 3 months from January, February, and March. From August to December, we were at about an 80 to 90% occupancy. I think it was November, it was actually our best month ever out of the entire year. Ultimately, it seemed like it ended up being a great decision for us, and looking back now, I'm happy we ended up doing that. Now, let me break this down for you guys and let you know how much money this 2-car garage conversion ended up making us in 2020. Now, I obviously had no idea that the most globally impacting virus in the entire world was going to plague the entire existence of humanity. So, given the pandemic completely bulldozing our excitement and plans, we actually didn't do too bad in 2020. From January to April, we ended up making $4,214.65. For our tenant who ended up renting our place from April to August, we ended up making $5,400. And for August to December, we ended up bringing $13,053.64. Even though we didn't end up hitting our projected goal, due to the pandemic, we ended up being able to make $22,701.03. So for the money we ended up making on it in 2020, it's really been a blessing for us and something that we are so happy that we have as an additional source of income. Now, the exciting thing for me is that we did that good during a global pandemic at the beginning of it with complete chaos surrounding it, uncertainties, and it seems like now we're only going up, even if it is just a little bit at a time. Things are starting to look better. There is some light at the end of the tunnel, and we're hoping that this year and the next year just continue to get better and better. Based on our January and now our February and the bookings already in the future, it seems like we are gonna get closer to that $30,000 plus mark if things continue going well. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope if anything it encouraged anyone watching with additional space that hasn't been finished, or that can be an apartment or a rental unit or something that can produce income. It could be even a workshop or an office or anything like that, that space could be designated for fully and completely making you more money. I hope this video was encouraging enough to get you to take that next step. As for the future, we are continuing to Airbnb, and if you would like to book our Airbnb and are planning on visiting Nashville, I'll put the link in the description so you can check it out yourself. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. That's it for today, and Like always, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. That's it. I'll see you next time.